of applause. Hooray! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and things, and welcome to the James Whale Show. Now, we've had loads and loads of letters about the dogs, and we'll be talking about those a little bit later on in the show. Tonight, we're also looking at, I think, a very serious problem, and that is, okay, my monitor's going, gambling amongst youngsters who go after school, quite a lot of them, to those slot machine arcades and spend all their money. If they haven't got it, they go out and nick money. We'll be talking about that a little bit later on. We have live music on the show tonight from Tom Robinson, and we hope, if he arrives in time, to have some humour from Steve Coogan. But apart from all that, we want your calls on anything at all, whether it happens to be on teenage gambling or anything else. The number's coming up on your screen there. It's 0532, don't forget the code, there it is, 0532 46 1000. You can also fax us, and the fax number is coming up. Where's the fax number? There we are, there's the fax number, 0532 421 830. And we've already got a couple of faxes in. One here comes from Paul and Eric, who are working down south at the moment, but they come from Copeland, and they want to mention for all their friends. So we start off that way. Now, you're going to find out later on in the programme it's my birthday. I'm not telling you how old I am. And Stevie Wonder, of course, has a birthday today as well. So we thought we'd have this to start the music rolling with. Whoa! Very good, very good. Happy birthday to you. Oh, most amusing. Most amusing, thank you very much indeed. Oh, okay, all right, fellas. Okay, enough. 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 You said at the end of the show, you said, well, hello, how are you? Thank you. What is your name? Alex. Looks all right for a boy, doesn't she? Right. Just a minute. Now, calm yourselves. It's my birthday. We have a little problem on some of our captions tonight. And not only do we have a problem on our captions, we have a problem with some of our technical stuff. No, I've just got a microphone down here, and it's very uncomfortable. And we've got a camera down here, which is quite fun. Are you on? Okay, good. That last record was good. Now, don't hog the show. Don't hog the show. That last record was Concrete Blonde and Happy Birthday. Now, I think that's an ace record, so I would... Poor thing's fallen over. I would like you all to go out into the record shops tomorrow and buy that one. Now, shall we take some calls? Let's say hello to Gary from Shropshire. Hello, Gary.
Hello, James.
Hi, Gary.
I'd just like to ask you, how do you feel about... See, I feel now that if a 16-year-old has a good source of... You know, say he's still at college, for example...
You're 16, are you, Gary?
Pardon?
You're 16?
No, I'm 18 at the moment.
Oh, that's okay.
I've been gambling since I've been 16, yeah?
Yeah.
And I feel, you see, if a college student or any 16-year-old teenager has a source of income, yeah?
Yeah.
And he's able to get any source of income, and he's able to, look after his money and able to sort of...
Uh-huh. Can we get to the point, Gary?
Yeah, well, how do you feel? Do you think it should be legalised for a 16-year-old to gamble, you know?
No, of course not. Don't be so stupid, Gary. Of course it shouldn't. Lee from Nottingham. Hello, Lee.
Hello, James.
Yes,
Happy
Lee.
birthday.
Thank you, Lee.
Yeah, I'd just like to say a yo to all the graffiti writers in Nottingham City.
Whoa, thank you, Lee. Alice from Chickenley. Hello, Alice. What's wrong?
Happy birthday.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Hello, Lovey.
Hello, Alice. Now, I recognise your voice, Alice.
It's Alice, Lovey.
Didn't you used to be one of the cleaners here?
I used to do for you, dear.
That's right, yes. Oh, it's lovely of you to call, Alice. You did. You used to do for me.
How are you, Lovey?
I'm very well, Alice. And how are you? How's the rheumatism, the arthritis?
I'm not the same, dear, as I used to be since Bert passed away, Lovey.
Oh,
no.
I am sorry. I am sorry.
I've missed doing for you, dear.
Yeah, you miss doing for me.
Oh, you look as if you've not been done for, dear. Not recently.
Anyway, listen, Alice, I'm working tonight. Is there anything I can do for you or not?
Lovey,
yes?
I wonder if you could do me a favour, dear.
Well, I don't know.
I've been listening to the World Service, dear.
The World Service?
And
do you think this show is suitable for you, Alice, really?
Steve Wrong in the morning, dear.
Steve who?
Steve Wrong.
Steve Wrong in the morning?
And there's a lovely boy on the wireless with him, dear.
Yes.
Mr. Angry, dear.
Yes, what?
I wonder if you could fix it, James. James.
No, you've got that. No, Alice, you've got the wrong. I'm not that Jim.
Is it not Lover's Line with James will fix it, dear?
No, it's not. It's not. You stupid old woman, get out of here, for goodness sake. I'm sorry about that. She used to be a cleaner here, but I wonder whatever happened to her. Thank you, Alice. Ian from Worksop. Hello, Ian.
Hello, James.
Yes, Ian.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
I've got a bit of a problem.
You've got a bit of a problem. I'm very concerned. I am very concerned, Ian, what's going to happen tonight, because we rehearsed some programme that really hasn't started out the way we rehearsed.
I've got a £700 overdraft.
You've got what?
A £700 overdraft.
Yeah, lucky man.
I can't stop gambling.
You can't stop gambling?
No. I'd like some advice if there's anybody there to give me some.
OK, can we flash our address up onto the screen? All right, listen to this, Ian. We can't flash it up on the screen just at the moment. Anyway, Ian, if you send all your money to me, I'll send you back enough to live on each week. And there we are. That's the address. Wales Mail, care of Yorkshire Television, the Television Centre, Leeds, LS31JS. Ian, send me your money and you'll have no more problems. Thank you for that. OK, that's lovely. Thank you very much indeed. I was opening this little present that Alex gave me. Come here, Alex. What's it? First. Oh, that's lovely, because I'm not, you know... There we are. Where is it? First book on reading. It's my first board book. Out and about.
The title, James. The title.
The title.
Out and about.
In, out, and about. Ho, 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 ho. There's. Do a little twirl. She's come all the way from Plymouth to be on the show tonight. Very nice. Very good. Okay. Whaley Goes to Town this week. I'd like you to watch this. Have a look at this.
Whaley Goes to Town.
How old are you?
16.
You know you should be 18 to come into a place like this.
No.
You don't? Do you come in very often?
No, and I'm on the free.
You are?
And I'm normally on them games over there.
16-year-old is the minimum, is it?
Yeah.
I thought they had to be 18.
Yeah, to play these, yeah.
Yeah. I've just been chatting to a guy of 16 who was playing.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't have been on them.
Yeah.
That's what these lads are here for.
You work in here?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Me?
Yeah.
Public relations.
What sort of public relations? Love your haircut. I love it. It's nearly as good as mine. What?
Bash the public and then the relations.
I think I go through phases, probably.
Yeah.
Where I sort of come in here and then I go and visit the bank manager, and then I'm not addicted, you know?
Thanks very much. What about getting addicted to these machines? You get addicted to them or not?
Yeah, I get very addicted.
How much money do you spend a week?
About £5.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can I ask you, I'm sorry, I'm going around asking people whether they get addicted to playing these machines. Do you think you're addicted?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you worried about it or not?
Yeah.
What do you try to do?
I'm seeing something about it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah? I tell you one thing I must say about being in a place like this, it's great sadness that some of these kids who don't have anything else to do. You should know better working here anyway. Flipping egg. Does it get addictive to the kids or not? Do they get addicted to it? Yeah. Is it they do? Is it the colour or?
Just the fascination of the games.
Yeah. Hi, I'm going around amusement arcades asking people what they. What do you do? Turn it off. What do you mean turn it off?
Why didn't you ask?
Well, I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
Oh, no, you're not. You're coming in there.
Uh-huh.
You can't let go.
Well, I'm asking you nicely. Can we film in here?
No.
Why not?
You're not allowed.
What have you got to hide?
I'm saying no more.
Don't you dare touch me. Otherwise, I'll sue, right? Well, I will, and it'll be your company, won't it, my friend? No, listen. This is a public place. Are you going to physically throw me out on the street? You're really going to physically throw me out on the street?
46 1000. James Whale.
Welcome back to the show. Now, we've come out into our performance area. We have a little problem, actually, because we had a turn. Steve Coogan hasn't actually turned up, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Over here in the audience, I've noticed that there are quite a few people. There's some people from Newcastle over here, people from all over. And if you actually want to come and be in the studio, if you write to us, then we'd love to have you in the studio. Now,
excuse me.
Please sit down. No, don't mess around. Sit down.
Excuse me. Can I just? No, listen. Can I just? Can I just?
Hang on. Shh. Quiet.
Well, listen,
now, look, don't mess up the programme. This is being seen in London.
I know.
The Queen Mother is a big fan of this show.
I know.
And I don't want any messing around.
James, listen.
What?
Listen, my name's Duncan Thicket, and I want to do a comic act, and you'll really like it.
Do you want him to have a go?
My name.
Hang on.
Right.
Give him a chance, and if it isn't funny, you get kicked out by the security, right?
Right, well, my name's Duncan Thicket, right, and I'm a comedian. You'll find out in a minute, because I'm quite funny. But what I'm going to do is, I've got an intro, right, like a catchphrase, a bit like Bruce Forsyth. You know, like he says, nice to see you nice. Well, mine's slightly similar, but I've twisted it a bit, and I'll come on and say my catchphrase. I say, hiya, are you all right, or what? And you say, not so bad, and how's yourself? That's what you say, right? So I'll start off, right? OK, now. Hiya, are you all right, or what? Not so bad, how's yourself? I'm all right, thanks very much. So, anyway, moving straight on with some of those jokes, because I've got some great jokes for you. Yeah. Well, right, some jokes, yes. What about the Irish lamppost? It pissed on a dog. So, actually, no offence to Irish people when I say that. But anyway, all right, some political comedy then. Some political comedy, right? Thatcher then. Thatcher. Mrs. Thatcher. Right, hang on. What a cow she is, eh? Yeah. Well, that's it. The problem with me comedy is... Hang on, look, the problem with me...
Look. Mrs. Thatcher's my mum, you've offended me.
I think she's a very nice lady, don't say that again. So far, you haven't made me laugh.
No,
all right, I'll tell you a joke. Listen, I've got a poem, right? Because I used to... right, I'm quite a controversial person, and I tread a thin line. I'm probably listed on a police computer somewhere for being adversive. And I've written this poem because I was harassed by Greater Manchester Police, and this poem's about it, and it's called Close Encounters of the Greater Manchester Police Kind. So I took the title of that film and just twisted it a bit. So, right. Oh, you! What are you doing? Where did you come from? Why are you wearing that anorak? These are all questions the police have asked me. This is what a policeman said to me one Friday night, but then I didn't answer him because it's my legal right. Yes. Soon I lost my temper. He said I looked shitty. I said, right, I'm going to report you to the Police Monitoring Committee. Oh, yes. Yes. Then he asked me some personal questions. I said, it's none of your business. So he buttered me on the nose and I experienced some dizziness. I then got up off the floor and found he'd broken my nose, which doesn't rhyme, but it's true, it happened. What is the world coming to when policemen act dead cocky? They've been watching too many films like Rambo and Rocky 4. When I used to see a policeman, I'd say, hello, pot looker. But now, when I see a pig, I say, look.
I don't know how to tell you this, but this is bloody awful.
Get up!
Now go and sit down.
You don't?
No, go and sit down.
I'm sorry, Mum.
Go and sit down. Go on, sit down. Just a minute. I've just had a phone call from his mother. Apparently, he left home train spotting this morning and he hasn't been seen since. Never mind. We have some more fantastic entertainment for you. Look at this. haven't got a mirror. I can't see without... Hang on, excuse me about this. It's very warm in here tonight. Is it warm in here or not? Is it me? Apparently that Duncan thingy who got out, the audience loved him. They said they want him back a little bit later on. I can't believe that. Now, we've got some calls coming through, but our first call that we're going to be talking to is the father of a young lad who was hooked on gambling. I think he's on the phone now. Are you there? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hi. Thanks for coming on the show tonight.
Morning, James.
Morning. Now, tell me your own experiences fairly briefly, because obviously we don't have an awful lot of time. What was the problem with your son?
Well, the first thing we noticed, James, was that small amounts of money started missing from the house. His school work and his behaviour was altogether going downhill in all sorts of ways.
How old is he?
Well, he was 14 at the time.
Yeah.
And we put it to adolescence behaviour.
Uh-huh.
Very hard to recognise that he got a gambling problem. We had no idea he was playing fruit machines.
Do you think, did it affect everything else? Were you concerned that he was doing something else other than gambling, perhaps?
Yeah, well, as the problem went on, we thought actually it may have been drugs.
Yeah.
What did he need the money for? We were wondering why he needed amounts of money like that.
Now, David, you're probably aware, aren't you, of this report that came out, the Home Office Research Study Report 101, which says there is no such thing as a problem with this gambling, kids gambling. That's the report there. Yeah. Do you agree with that or not?
Well, I can discount that report quite easily because I run a group in Birmingham.
Right.
We are now at present receiving about 1,000 calls a year from people in trouble. So gambling-related calls. They're gambling somewhere, aren't they?
As far as you're concerned, it is a big problem.
Well, it is a big problem. I can prove it.
David, thank you for your call.
Thank you, James.
Thank you. David Jackson from Birmingham. We'll be talking to some more callers on that subject if you want to ring us a little later on, please. Although we have a little hilarity, and it is... Oh, you're a different one. Thank you very much indeed. That's very nice. Oh, is this you? Very good, very good. To James from David. Thanks. Thanks for the Walkman. Oh, I see. What does this say? Please say hello to Robert, Ginty and Steve. What is your name? Claire. Okay, right. Well, let's talk to Martin from Birmingham as well. Hello, Martin.
Hello, James.
Martin, what can we do for you?
All right, I'd like to commend you on the end of the show last week.
Thank you, Martin.
I was so impressed I went out and killed my dog.
You didn't, did you?
I did.
I think that was a little bit too far over the top, Martin, but...
Hello, Sean.
What?
Hello, Sean, my brother. He'll be on in a minute.
Your brother Sean will be on in a minute?
That's right.
I very much doubt it, actually.
Hello.
But never mind. Glenn from Derby. Hello, Glenn.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I've got a comment to make on these machines that these kids keep using.
Yeah.
What I reckon is kids at that age should find something more to do. I mean, when I was that age, I was out fucking.
You were?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Well, as long as you enjoyed yourself, Glenn, I suppose that's the main thing. Can you stop blowing those bloody balloons up when I'm trying to work? Otherwise, you will all be out. I will change the crew. We'll take a break. Don't go away. Come back in a few minutes. That guy who phoned us a few moments ago, I was finding it a little difficult in the studio to hear what was going on, but I have his number, and a few of them are celebrating already out the back here, and after the show I shall deal with him myself, and if that doesn't work, I will put his number up on the air and broadcast it to the whole lot of you. I'm sorry about that. And of course, if you're easily upset, of course, you ought not to be watching the programme. You should watch the snooker or something else, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, one of my favourite singing stars hasn't had a hit for a long, long time, and I want to find out why, and we're going to talk to him a little bit later on. But please welcome on the show tonight, singing for you live, Tom Robinson! Rigging it up tonight, rigging it up tonight, rigging it up, rigging it up, rigging it up tonight.
To town.
Now you may wonder why we're sitting on this bridge across a canal behind 5 locks. Well, I can tell you this is the director's idea of artistic interpretation. With me is Lee, who's 19, and Lee is a hardened criminal. Do you think he's a hardened criminal? Lee has spent a month in prison on remand. He's stolen from his parents, all to feed a habit that everybody we've spoken to says doesn't exist. The habit is particularly of youngsters, younger than Lee quite often, who can't resist going into those arcades. You've seen them with all the flashing lights and playing the machines. I'm not necessarily talking about one-armed bandits where you are supposed to be over 18, or is it over 21 in some cases, to actually play gambling machines, but the sort of machines where kids go after school and get hooked on them. But I'm told that there's no problem. So you must be lying, is that right?
Yeah.
How much money do you think, whilst you were in this sort of situation, you spent on these machines? How much money have you wasted in these machines?
About £3,000–4,000.
Over how long a period?
5 years.
That's an awful lot of money.
Yeah.
And in the end, you stole it to feed this habit?
Yeah.
Now, when we've spoken to the government and to various other organisations, they say there's no problem, that people like you need a psychiatrist. It's got nothing to do with the machines. You're just sort of making the whole thing up.
No.
You want attention?
No, it's not to do with that. It's just... I can't explain it really, but you just get addicted to them. You want to win money out of them, but you put more money in than what you win out of them. So there again, you'll go back and think, well, I put so much money in, I've only won so much out, so it's obviously going to pay me the rest out, which it never does.
But when did you realise that you actually had a problem, that you were unable to stop going in there?
When I was about 16, 17. And tried stopping, but it just didn't work. And I got deeper and deeper into trouble and ended up in prison.
There's always somebody in charge of these places.
Yeah.
They must have known that you were coming in regularly after a while. They must have realised, surely, that you and a lot of other kids...
Yeah, well, that's it, the nice tier. So you think, I'll go in there again. And you put a bit more money in and so on and so on. Just sort of like bribe you into playing the machines.
You think that's what they're...
Offer you a cup of coffee, offer you a cigarette.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think the average age range in the sort of places you went to is? It's a lot of...
About 13 to 18.
13 to 18?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people imagine some of these arcades have got little old ladies standing in there putting all the money in the whole time.
No, I've never seen any little old ladies in ones I've been in.
So they're all kids?
Yeah.
And the majority of them are regulars, they have to go and they have to get a regular fix?
Yes.
We'll take a bit of a walk. We'll have a wander up here. I'm getting vertigo, you see. How old were you then when you first started going into these places?
13. 12, 13, yeah.
That young?
Yeah.
Did your parents know from the start what you were doing? Or how long did it take them to cotton on?
About 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
Yeah? Can you remember the look on your mother and father's face when they found out what you'd done?
No, because I wasn't there.
You weren't there?
Yeah.
Can you remember when you first saw them afterwards, what?
Yeah, I got right doing.
How did you feel about it?
It didn't bother me at the time because I was still playing machines then.
Because you were addicted to these machines where you knew that you were doing wrong and you couldn't stop.
Yeah, and there's a lot of others who do it as well.
You're okay now though, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm working now, yeah.
You got a job?
Yeah.
You've tried to pay back some of the stuff to your parents?
Yeah.
And things in the family are rosy. You're lucky.
Yeah, very.
He's one of the few lucky ones, believe you me.
46 1000. James Whale.
OK, well, we invited Home Office Minister John Patten to appear on the show in tonight's programme. In fact, we wrote to him, and you'll get a look at the letter. There it is. He declined our invitation. That was quite some time ago. Well, we said we'd come to you, Mr. Patten, anywhere, any time. You said no. We asked you to ring in tonight. I even said that I would pay for the call. You refused. Well, Mr. Patten, your press officer was very reluctant even to give us a reason for you not appearing on the show. Now, I can understand you're a very busy man, and I can understand that's where the script is at. finishes, I can understand that you don't particularly think there is a problem with this teenage addiction to slot machines, but I can tell you that there is from my own experiences of my family and from people that you have seen tonight. And I would have liked, seeing that you are a minister, and that means that you are a public servant, you to have made some comment. And I'm very upset that you didn't feel it was a serious enough problem to appear on this programme, and I hope in the future that you will. Because after all, ministers are there, surely, to talk to the public, which is what you do here on the television. And we would have come to you anywhere you wanted, but you couldn't fit me in anywhere. And I'm pretty upset about that. Thank you. OK, we'll move on with some calls now, which I put over here. David from Exeter. Hello, David.
Hello, James.
Yes, David.
I've lost just about everything I've got on gambling, and I was wondering if you could lend me £100 to get me through.
Absolutely not. I mean, I bring these problems to people's attention. Don't ask me for a quick handout, for goodness sake. Damon from London. Hello, Damon.
Good morning, James.
Good morning, Damon.
Happy birthday as well.
Thank you, Damon.
Yeah.
What part of London?
Essex.
Essex?
Yeah.
OK.
Yeah. I was living in Torquay about a year ago now, and I saw kids as young as 7 playing the machines.
Yeah.
And yet I thought it was against the law for under-18s to play the machines.
It should be, I think, against the law for kids to go into these places. But if they're not, as I understand it, if they're not gambling and they're not actually risking money, then they can go and play the slot machines. Thanks anyway. Damien, what are you doing standing in the corner? Have you got something for me? Look at this. Bring her on. This is for the crew. This is a little present. Oh, some more birthday cards. Thank you very much. That's very nice. There's one from Bryn Ormsford we had on the show some time ago. She is a medium spiritualist, tarot card reader, that sort of... Happy birthday. Thank you very much indeed. Are these all my presents coming at once? That's very kind of you. I'll open some of them in a moment. Tom is with us in the studio. Tom, that was great. That particular song that you did was all about the oil rig disaster. And a lot of your songs have a sort of social comment, don't they?
Well, yeah, about the world outside, anyway.
And ever since you came out into the press being gay, you seem to have been shunned by a lot of the record companies. Why? I mean, after 2468 Motorway, I mean, I thought that you would have been in the charts nearly every other week. What happened?
Well...
War Babies, one of my other favourites. War Babies,
yeah. 83. Well, I've carried on making albums. I've just finished making the 11th one off my own bat in my own studio. And looking for a deal for it at the moment, going around the record companies.
So that song that you...
The song I just performed, yeah, that's actually recorded. I had a producer called Jacko who's made the whole album. That song's included on it.
And that would make a great single.
Hopefully.
Yeah? You're looking, so if anybody's looking in, you're looking...
Oh, absolutely, yeah. If there's anyone...
So I think, listen, I think, you know, it should be a single. I don't know why you're messing around. It should be brought out as soon as possible, perhaps on the Whale label.
Why not?
Why not? Anyway, I know you've recorded some stuff for us while you're here as well. We're going to see that. Have you ever been hooked on gambling or anything like that?
No, I haven't. I've been lucky. I mean, other things I've been hooked on, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But not gambling. But it's big business, isn't it? There's a lot of money that's involved. That's why they don't enforce the law.
I said to Lee, who I was talking to in the film, you know, what happens? You go in there, and he said, well, you go in there, you meet your mates, and they make you very welcome. They give you a cup of coffee, a couple of smokes, and things like that. And it's a nice place for kids to go and socialise. That's why I'm such a big fan of these fast food joints, the burger places, because that's where kids can go. They can go, and it's like the old coffee bars coming back. I'm waiting for the first McDonald's or Wimpy bar that has a little performance area where people can go along and play the guitar and sing.
I once did a tour just playing in record shops, just turning up with the guitar and playing in the record shops, and like all these punters pushing past you to get to the record behind you.
That was interesting, because you have all that music you recorded as well, and you played on the latest kind of technological...
That was all happening live as it went. There was no pre-recorded stuff in that.
Oh, you were playing that live, were you?
Oh yeah, that's all pre-recorded. It's all not pre-recorded. It all actually happens. I'm doing a tour at the moment of just like a one-man show, like 90 minutes on stage on my own, with all the gear there, and
where are you going to be?
The extra voices just come from the microphone. We'll go through a harmonizer.
Where are you going to be in the future?
Tomorrow night I'm in, well, tonight in fact, Colchester, at the university.
In Colchester tomorrow night. Happy birthday from all the crew at Gatwick Airport. Thank you. Give them a round of applause for Gatwick Airport. I'm not so sure about this. Love the show. Happy 40th birthday. I am not 40. I'm just a little... I'm very glad that Tom was on the show, because he's a year older than me at 39. And this comes from the lot in Bury St Edmunds. Thank you very much indeed. We'll take a break. Back after this. welcome back to the show. The final, are we in the final part or what?
Yeah.
Are we in the final part?
Yeah.
Doesn't it go quickly?
Yeah.
Flipping does. Welcome to the show tonight. I can't hear myself think tonight. Now listen, last week on the show we got loads and loads of letters. Thank you very much indeed. All these letters here about what I actually showed on the programme right at the end last week was the destruction of a dog. What happens when you have a dog put down? The reason I showed twofold, really. The reason I showed it was National Pets Week last week, and the other one is that I continue to be totally horrified about the amount of stray dogs that are put down. We had a few sarcastic calls, and we had a couple of people, 4 actually, who complained about it. And this is one letter. This is quite interesting. This is the sort of mentality of some people. This is Sharon Daly from Cleveland who wrote to me. She says, I have seen some things, but never in all my life anything quite so disgusting as the sight of yourself and an RSPCA bloke posing as animal lovers. Well, posing as animal lovers. I've never loved animals in my life. Murdering some poor female dog. Are you crazy? Don't you believe in reincarnation? I promise you, she says, your next life will be a stray dog. Oh, don't you mind. Not that is until you come back and face the RSPCA and they catch you and want to put you down. That's not very nice, is it, Sharon? Rather pathetic letter, if you don't mind me saying so. Do you want to come in? You might as well come in and show her. We've got another one here with a tail on. They're dying for her to come into shot. What's your...
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you very much indeed. They call me a sexist. Can you understand why they should call me a sexist?
Yeah, I do.
No, I'll bog off now when you do something else. Right, and I've got some more letters here. We got some. This one comes from Bob Buchanan from Glasgow, who says, to see that poor helpless dog being put to sleep really broke me up, he says. I'm 28, 6'1" and 16 stone. But you want to go on a diet, that's all I can say to you. What else have we've got here? We've got some other letters, completely unrelated, really. Alan Bowden from Manchester said, starting the show from the Embassy Club with Bernard Manning was a great idea. Let's see more of Bernard. Sandy Stewart from East Lothian said, I thought Bernard's performance was hilarious, and if anybody writes in with a complaint, just tell them from me to off. Thank you. I must apologise to some of my friends down in Wales. I wonder if Eleanor is watching. I see Eleanor Live was back on HTV tonight. And I am Welsh. I got a bit upset with that Gary Bushell bloke writing about me being a blunt northerner in the Sun this week. My mother was a bit upset what I said about Wales, but, you know. Perhaps I'll do the programme in Welsh next week. See how it goes. Next week's programme. Am I going on a bit, do you think?
Yeah, you are a bit,
What are you
James.
doing in here, anyway?
They said I could come through.
What for?
Just to sort of, you know, it's hospitality and...
No, hospitality is outside. I'm sorry about this, Tom.
This is the hostility room.
This is the hostility room.
Yeah.
This is where people get hostile in here.
It's nice wine, this.
It's not nice wine. You're not supposed... That was brought in for Tom.
Sorry.
No, I'm driving.
Oh, so am I. Oh, no. No, I'm not.
Do you know,
I'm not driving.
Funnily enough, you look rather familiar. I'll come back and talk to you in a few moments.
Right.
Now, next week's kind of serious point... when I brought it up at one of the meetings, they said, that's no good. Nobody in this isn't the slightest bit worried about Sunday shopping. I think everybody should be able to shop whenever they want. I don't know about you, but I think if you want to go into a shop on a Sunday, you should be able to go into a shop on a Sunday. If you want to go in at 2 o'clock in the morning, they should all be open. So next week, we're talking about Sunday trading. And if you have any views on it, write to us at the usual address. OK, there's the address, Wales Mail, Yorkshire Television, the Television Centre, Leeds, LS3 1JS. And for any other points on the programme you want to write into us about as well. This is what happened when I went to talk to some union officials about their thoughts on Sunday trading. Where are the unemployed? We're creating more jobs, surely opening shops on a Sunday.
You're not creating more jobs, you're creating smaller part-time jobs.
You're shaking like a jelly, aren't you, eh? You're shaking, look.
Why not?
I don't know why you're shaking. Why do you get so upset?
I'm not upset.
You're not upset?
I don't appear in front of a television very often.
I'm not the nice sort of interview that normally comes along. You can swear at me as much as you like.
Pillock isn't swearing, old pal.
You told him to thump me, didn't you? You told him to thump me. Now you want to take the microphone off me. It won't work.
No, I ain't got to take the microphone
Here
off.
you are trying to impose on people's freedoms, aren't you?
And I don't care where this picture goes. What I want to say is you're the most ignorant, obnoxious git I have ever met.
Does that make you feel better?
No, it doesn't.
Does that make you
but
feel
I'm
better?
sure it makes you feel better.
It does. It does.
What you don't like?
I'm just one man.
You don't like is people doing your game. It's a great game, isn't it?
But you're not.
You think you can play the rules?
Go on, poke me.
Why should I want to poke
Because
you?
if you poke
I
me,
didn't poke you.
that is
It's
an assault, isn't it?
That's right.
Now,
Aren't you
when
a
you're
clever
talking
boy?
about the law,
You're a very
which is
clever
what you're
little boy.
talking about,
Well, why isn't the law?
do you
why
really
isn't the law
think you're
put into
showing
effect?
yourself in
Let's
the
just
best
talk,
light?
No, let's just talk
Do
about the law.
you think you have
Why
shown
isn't
yourself in the best light?
Why isn't
and
the law
that other
put into
piece will be
effect?
kept in.
Why aren't all these people who are illegally trading on a Sunday, why aren't they prosecuted?
Why should they be?
Why are, because
And if I
they're
want
breaking
to
the
shop
law.
on a Sunday, why
Because they're
can't I?
breaking the law. And
Why
you're
are
a
you
law-abiding
getting so-
citizen.
You're
and if
not,
you
are
shop
you?
on Sunday, you're breaking the law.
And you're a
So
typical
you're
trade
a criminal.
unionist, would you be, or not?
Are you a typical interview?
Oh, no, I don't think so. Do you know the crew have been... Listen, I went there, in all honesty, to actually say to the people, you know, it's not a question of when, it's a question... What are you looking at? It's a question of if we have Sunday trading. I'm sure we're going to have Sunday trading, and the sooner the better. And they got so annoyed with me, I couldn't believe it. The crew have been very nice bringing these presents in. But listen, everybody calls me a sexist. I don't know what you lot think you are. It's not very nice. Let's talk to Carl from Nelson in Lancashire. Hello, Carl.
Hello.
Carl, yes.
I've been gambling now for about 8 years, and me and my mate Bob have just got out of prison after a 12-month sentence for stealing to go on the machine.
How old are you?
18.
Yeah.
And now we've got out, we're still going the same place where we used to gamble, and they're giving us tabs, you know, letting us do the credit and everything.
Carl, do you, I mean, what, they give you credit to gamble?
Yeah. If we've no money left, you know, they lend us the money to play the machines.
I mean, a serious point to you, Carl.
Yeah.
Is it something you want to give up, but something that you just don't feel you can?
Yeah. I don't think I can give it up.
Yeah?
Yeah. And you know, I feel like I'm going to go onto horses and onto bigger stuff.
We've got a note of your number, and what I will do, Carl, and for other people who are phoning through tonight, obviously on the programme we don't have enough time, but what we will do is get back and give you some information where hopefully you can get some help, OK?
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Carl. Ethel from Stoke.
Yes, James, many happy returns.
Thank you, Ethel.
I'd like to say to you, I'm glad you've kept this serious and a serious note tonight. I understand. I thought my son was going to go that way, gambling. Next week he goes into the army.
He goes into the army?
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm very proud of him. He was going that way on the gambling machines, but luckily enough, I don't like Maggie Thatcher or whatever, but she stopped the young ones from getting money without working till they're 18 years of age. And if my son had been getting money every week, that's where his money would have went to.
Good point. Thank you very much indeed, Ethel. That's a good call. We like that call. That's a very, very good call. Reminded me about Margaret Thatcher. You know, I had these... What are those doing in there? You know, I had these slippers. Do you like these, Tom? They're in, is he still in here?
Yeah, I like those. They're quite satirical, aren't they?
Shut your mouth. Why don't you go back to the station? And these are called bedmates. You see? You know? They can be friends. There's no reason why they can't be friends, is there?
Well, there's quite a few reasons why they can't be friends, actually.
There we are. You can hold on to those for a moment.
I've got the right one, anyway.
And I did say...
It's funny, that.
I did say, if you wrote in and told us who lives next door to the Prime Minister, as a sort of throwaway, you would pick out one of those in the middle there somewhere. You could win them. So some people did write in. Some people wrote in very cockily and suggested that there was nobody living next door because nobody could stand it. Mark in Royston says, thinks it's death, famine, pestilence and drought. Most abusing. Jay Atkins in London thought it was Dennis Lawson. Dennis Morgan of Shipley said, there are two next-door neighbours to the Prime Minister's residence in Downing Street. These are number 9 and number 11. Unfortunately, you omitted to specify which particular one you required. Clever so-and-so. So you haven't won anyway. Who's won?
Look, I've got it on me.
Very nice, very nice.
That's a laugh. Look.
You're not embarrassed, Tom, sitting next to him, are you?
Sorry, what's that? Right,
You're
no, the
slightly
winner.
embarrassed, I can see that.
Sorry about this, Tom, but this is how I am. Right, I. Rollerson, 61, Wesley Court, Woodcroft Close, Cradley Heath, the West Midlands, B646LH.
Okay, quickly, very quickly, look at this. Our friend here. Can you camera number 2 has got the little, there we are. If you can tell me, I did mention it once in the show, how old I am today, write it on the back of a postcard and send it in. Send it into this address. Have we got the address? Send it into the usual address, Wales Mail, care of Yorkshire Television in Leeds. The first one out of the box next week on the programme. There we are, that's the address. Will win little Herbert, who drops his trousers if you give him a quick squeeze. Right, we'll be taking some more calls a little bit later on. But, do you like Texas or not?
Never been there.
You've never been to Texas? Have a look at Texas's new video. This is excellent. Texas's new video. Whoa! Hang on. We've only got a couple of minutes on the show tonight. This is really Steve Coogan, a great impressionist, one of the voices on Spitting Image. And look at this. Off you go.
Absolutely marvellous. I'd just like to say that it's a great honour to be on the Whaley Show, but I ought to be in bed now. You see, I ought to be in bed.
Well, go and see Glynis. Thanks very much indeed. That's lovely. Bring on the Whalettes. Here we are. Thank you very much indeed. Now, these, thank you very much. These are the Glitz girls from Plymouth, whose names are Claire, Alex, Aileen, and George. And at 38, I may be getting a little old, all right? Oh, I messed it again. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I win a present. Hang on to that. Okay. Hang on. I'll open it. Hang on, okay. What is this? All right. What? Oh, look! My favourite magazine. Second Look. What? Oh, then there's a message in this. What? In this? I'm sorry about this. Hold on. How long have we got? Where's the message? Am I 35 in this. Oh, dear. Give it away, please. Where is it? Okay. 3 with every packet of 3 or every third packet. Oh, thank you very much indeed.